Internet. My name is Annie. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, thank you for your continued support. I thought for today's video what I would do is go over my December 2022 sales. 2022, to say the least, was not great for me personally as far as sales. I consider what I'm doing right now more of a hobby than a business, but if it can grow into a business sometime in the future, great. But in the meantime, it's more of a hobby. And therefore, when you have a small store on eBay, you really, for the most part, can't expect to have tons of items selling every month. And as I mentioned, 2022 was rather slow, and not only for me. I'm not the only reseller that experienced that. Quite other few on eBay have mentioned that on other YouTube channels, that they were also having or experiencing slow sales. That said, December 2022 was a stellar month for me. I sold over a dozen items, which for a small store, that's a lot. What I have listed are personal items. It's a combination actually of retail arbitrage, thrifting, and personal items. So for the items that I'm going to talk about today, it's a mix of all three. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first item that sold were Bobby Brooks yoga pants in size 3X. They were a tie-dye pattern, and I'm going to insert pictures of the items that sold. This was a retail arbitrage item that sold for $10. Another item that sold in the women's category were Columbia Women's Seamless Micro Bikini Panties in a size 8XL. And that was also a retail arbitrage item. I had those listed for $20 in my eBay store, but somebody made me an offer of $16 and I took it. Oh, and also one thing to know before I continue, all of my retail arbitrage and thrifted items, for the most part, I never pay more than $5. Every now and then I will pay a little bit more, but in general, it's $5 or less, just for your point of reference. The next item that sold was a Wet n Wild bundle. It was a powder correcting palette and a highlighter. And that was something I purchased for myself and never used it and decided to sell it. So the next item is also a pet item. It's Tevra Pet Calming Will Bites Dog Supplements. This is also a retail arbitrage item, and ironically enough, from a supermarket. So yes, for those of you who are interested in buying items for resale, you must keep your eyes open at all times and take advantage when possible. These Will Bite supplements were marked down at the grocery store at a very good price. I snatched up quite a few. I listed them for $12.50 each supplement jar, and took a best offer of $11 each, and the buyer purchased four of them. This item is in the toy category. This was also a retail arbitrage item. It is Excite Pocket Giants Army Navy SEALs mini figurines, and those sold for $15. The next item is a personal item, and it's the Incredible Hulk Smashing Holiday Tree. This tree is from Toys R Us, and it dates back to 2003, so it's practically vintage. It was in mint condition. I still have the original box. However, the mini ornaments that came with the tree were missing. So I did disclose that in the listing, and actually I probably could have sold this item for more because it's considered somewhat collectible and it is almost vintage. And I do believe, Toys R Us doesn't technically exist as far as a store anymore. I believe they're selling online and selling some other items through Macy's. Not 100% sure, but regardless, it is, because it was from Toys R Us, and because it's 2003, and because it's a superhero item, this makes it attractive for collectors. So I did list it for a little bit less because it was missing those ornaments, and I did disclose it. The next item that sold was a Precious Moment Ashton Drake Birthstone Angel doll in ruby, and that's a vintage item. The doll was about, 8 inches tall or so, and this was a personal item that I had listed for $25, but I took a best offer of $21. The next item that sold was a DC Comics Covergirl's art photo book. This was also a personal item, but this book was beautiful, beautiful. It had just incredible illustrations of different superhero women, and the type of book that would make a nice coffee book, or if for those who are into comic book heroes, perfect to collect, and or for those who wanted to frame the cover girls as posters, you could easily pull the pages out of the book and do that. So there was a lot of versatility with this item. The item was worth a lot more than what I sold for, but quite frankly, I had been sitting in my eBay store for a while and I needed to let it go. So I think discounted the price at $10, and finally somebody came along and purchased it. And then the last item I wanted to talk about that I sold was a personal item. They were Tom Collins cocktail glasses. It was a set of 4, and they each had like a graphic to them. One had polka dots, one had squiggly lines. And again, these were vintage, and I sold those for $30. So this concludes my December 2022 sales. I hope that you all had fun listening to what sold out of my store. I wish you all happiness and lots of success in 2023, and I look forward to bringing you more content soon. So I thank all of you, and till the next video, bye-bye. So that's all for now. If you happen to like this content and would like to see more of my journey, please hit the like, subscribe button, and notification bell, as I understand this will notify you each time I upload a video. I appreciate you all for tuning in and supporting this channel and joining me on my journey. Take care.